Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the last Sunday in February. It's almost the end of the month. And I hope everyone had a good week. I had a very, very different week than normal. I was really drained for some reason, so I didn't really do much stitching. So there is a little bit of an update, but not as big as I would have liked. Monday I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't stitch at all Friday or Saturday. So it's been one of those. We've had a very busy month. I'm looking forward to the fact that I think we've got a little bit of quiet coming up. I did not make it to Stitch Niche yesterday, so those who were looking forward to seeing me, originally, G's aunt is in town, and so we were going to take her because she embroiders and then do the big half-price books. But we had a bunch of storms blow through yesterday morning, and so we had to cancel our dog's grooming appointment and stay with them. So Stitch Niche fell by the wayside. But I will theoretically be there next month. So, yeah. So yes. Anyhow, the, train of thought just completely slipped. So I'm not gonna have too terrible much to show in the video. We'll do a little bit of discussion. We've got some Q&A, but this one's gonna be on the shorter side. Which probably works out because I need to film my Tin Woodman of Oz video today as well. So, but I may do that tomorrow because I really want to stitch. Alright, so we'll get into the Q&A. Oh, forgive me, how is everybody? Good, that's really good to hear. My, French press wasn't clean, and I didn't feel like cleaning it, so I'm drinking soda this morning. Pepsi, because I've been on a Pepsi kick. Okay, so Patsy Williams says, she got the pattern for the Oz characters. How did you make it into a hanging? And I'm assuming you mean those there. And what they are is I did them on perforated paper. And then I just made a little loop out of some ribbon, glued it to the back. And there you go. Originally I had backed them with paper, but because I had already cut them out before I backed them on paper, it just didn't look good. So I took the paper off. Jody Bedard asks, who do you buy your Soda Stitch patterns from? She's got a couple of questions. I was buying them through Jeannie's Cross Stitch on Etsy. However, since Trisha of Three Owls Threads now is a US distributor and she's awesome, that's who I buy from. And what she does is you join the Facebook group, she places an order, and then when she gets them, she posts them there, and it's first come, first serve. And then what's left, after about a week or so, she puts into her Etsy store to sell. So if you're in the Facebook group, you get first dibs. If she runs out, still go ahead and comment, because I know that's part of how she figures out what she needs to order next time and how much. I don't think she's placing another order until next month. She tries to, I think, do it about every other month. But yeah, and her prices are great, and it generally takes about a week for her to get them from Korea, and then once she's got them and you pay her, you usually have it within 2 days for that. So it's very quick turnaround. I'm not sure if it's technically faster, but it feels faster, and it's supporting a small business like Trisha, who's awesome and amazing and sparkly and awesome. So yeah. Jody Bedard goes on to say, I heard that Thread Heaven is out of business. I found something similar called Thread Magic. Just wondering if you've tried it. I have not. I use beeswax, mostly. I like beeswax the best. Novice Stitcher says, I'm thinking of starting my Soda Stitch soon. Soda Stitch soon. Soda Stitch soon. I have a problem, however. How do I mark it when I've done it? The pattern is so large, it's not like I can make a copy of it. Would a pencil work? I don't generally mark through on those. I find them fairly easy to follow without. However, let's see. It does have the little disclaimer about no copying, scanning, etc. However, if you go to a self-serve, you should be able to make a copy. Or a lot of places, if you tell them, I just need a copy to make a working copy of, and you bring your fabric, they'll go, okay. But you should be able to do it at a self-serve location. And there we go. That would be my Q&A for the week. There's also going to be a topic of ranty soapboxiness at the end of the video, but we'll come to that. No haul this week. So there you go. Okay, so when we last met, I had plans to do a new start. I ended up not doing the new start because I decided that since the way the schedule with the sales were lining up, it wasn't going to give me enough time to really feel like I'd worked on the new start. So I opted not to do a new start this month. But I did finish Alice, and I got my, which I think you saw last time, and then obviously the Mary Lennox frame. So that is done until next month. And actually I am going to have a new start this week, but since I know some of... Hello, puppy bears. But since it's a surprise for Chi, I'm not going to say what it is. I'll just let y'all see it, but it's going to be what I work on at work. I did work on Pisces this week. So Pisces is done. And this is on 36 count Whimsical Winter by Under the Sea Fabrics. The yellow, the rings, I did in Lamplight from Ship's Manor Silk. They do show up better in person than they do either on film or on camera. But there we go. And again, I'm doing this with beads, so that'll be done at the end. So I worked on that. As you know, you probably remember my lunchtime project du jour has been Farmhouse Christmas. I finished the border this week, so it's going to go, at least while I'm working on G's project, it's going to go back somewhere for now. The second part came out. It's super cute. I can't wait to stitch it. But here we go. Here it is with the border. So, there we go. So the next one goes here, and I will start that at some point in the near future. I did decide to kind of quit doing the Winter Olympics Sal because it was making it too complicated for me, and kind of not fun anymore. So I stopped doing that. I need to figure out what my finishes are for the month, but I guess I'll do that in a little bit too. So March is coming up. I will figure everything out on March soon. Which I guess I need to do pretty quickly because March starts on Wednesday. Right? It's either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll have the next part of the Soda Stitch Sal. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on Little Prince, because that's technically the next part, and that's one of the ones I can easily get to, because I need to do some of the shifting over to compensate for the fact that Cogsworth hangs over so far, and I don't want him to just sort of be floating out there in La La Land. So probably that will be what I do next. Or that'll be what I'll do on Monday. So I did pull out and start working on Longfellow. I got this tower done. I got the grass part of the way across. And I did start in on the window over one, but I was so tired I was making mistakes, so I took it off. I'm probably going to go back to it next month because this month I still have to finish my Legendary Creatures. So, as you probably remember, I've got about half of Nessie done and part of the Ifrit done. So I'm going to work on them and hopefully finish that in the next day or two. So that's kind of that there. Alright, now for the less pleasant topic of conversation. You know, I like to save my soapboxes for the end. That way, those of you who decide you don't want to pay attention, you don't have to. However, I strongly urge you to. I believe Katie's probably going... If she hasn't already, Katie will probably be making some reference to it in her video. We have had a surprising number of... Phoebe. No, ma'am. Do not eat the ruby slippers. Sorry, the dogs are in. We've had an uptick in drama in Stitch Mania lately, which is not okay with Katie or I. We've worked very, very, very hard to keep it as drama-free as possible. And understandably, it's over 16,000 people. We're not going to keep it totally drama-free. I mean, it's just not possible. However, there has been an uptick, and an uptick that should not be happening. So, my first statement is going to be this. We're all adults. If someone says something, does something that you don't agree with, and it's not a personal attack directed at you, let it go. If someone wants to grid, don't tell them, oh, and you don't be like, well, that's a waste of time. Don't get really judgmental for someone for gridding. It helps some people. It doesn't help other people. It's not a big deal. If someone uses swear words, you're an adult. Move on. It is not your place to tell them what to say or how to say it. In fact, it's no one's place to tell them how to say it. If it has boobs, and you're offended by boobs, which more than half of the population has, move on and get over yourself, because really and truly, it does not matter. Think before you speak. If no good can come out of what you're saying, don't say it. We are done with this. We've had more posts, more problems, and more admin posts than we've ever had to do before, and we're tired of it. We do not get paid to do this. Katie has a life. I have a life. When you interfere in our lives like that, you not only annoy the hell out of us, but you annoy the hell out of our spouses too, and our children in Katie's case. That is not okay. We do this for free. We enjoy running Mania. We enjoy creating the sales. We enjoy seeing what people post. We do not enjoy people who feel the need to make comments that are inappropriate, that are rude, that are insensitive. We're done with it. If someone says something like, oh, well, what do you think of this? I can't decide. If you don't like it, you can say then, hey, that's not my cup of tea. Don't call it, don't call it shitty. Don't say, oh, well, that's really ugly. Why would you ever do that? Because that's rude. It's okay when they're asking for an opinion to say, you know what, I don't like it, here's why. But don't be rude about it. If someone says, hey, I'm new and looking for floss tubers. Who do you like? Don't say, well, there's some knobheads out there. No one cares. It does not matter. If you're going to post, I don't get floss tube. Don't. No one cares. They really don't. Because all that does is stir up drama. Keep that stuff to yourself or in private messages with your friends. Do not bring it into Stitch Mania. We are done. period. We will probably issue warnings. It will probably not be done in a way you'll like. It will probably be you need to stop this. This is your only warning. We're done. We're adults. Let's be adults. There are far more things in this world to get upset over than who likes floss tube, who doesn't like floss tube, who likes to grid, who doesn't like to grid, etc., etc., etc. Thank you. Anyhow, that being said, everybody have a good week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye!